Well, our journey continues on the Creativerse server. Creativerse, you guys wouldn't like. I don't know if we ever said this. It took us so long. We tried to brainstorm names for like a Creativerse server where a bunch of people who play Creativerse on YouTube play together. And this, I think, was the first suggestion, and we just never came up with anything better. But yeah, you can see a ton of people. Sidemaster, Tashlin, Avalar ED, Remy, Muzaming, a couple of the Creativerse employees. Yeah, it was awesome. I had a lot of fun. In the early days, a ton of people were playing on it, and then I don't want to say that Creativerse kind of took a little bit of a dive, but there was some pretty serious bug issues for a little bit there. The game was really laggy until they upgraded the engine. I'm sure all of you guys remember. This was like my proudest. I love this thing. I made all of this, dug out the canyon. This is like a PvP arena. There's point systems. It's awesome. I love this. I want to make this again at some point on our server together. Anyway, I have no idea how to get to our Halloween build. Sidon the Pink, who is an evil monster, is our spawn location. Sorry, I just messaged Sidemaster on Discord just to say, hey, what's up? I was talking about him. I was like, we haven't chatted in a while. Anyway, yes, this was very active, and then the server issues started, and I ended up kind of being the only one playing on it again, which wasn't a big deal. I just liked playing the game, but I wanted to play with you guys, so that's when I sort of started the world. I think I was on this world for about 2 years, and we did a ton of stuff. This world was launched almost right after the medieval block set was put out, which was the biggest blueprint ever, this massive castle. And Sidon spent forever. This, I think, was before the autofill thing. Sidon spent forever building this spawn castle. And it was actually pretty cool seeing it like stages. There was this, we decided on this area for spawn, more or less because there was this really cool island. And we're like, what if we just built this massive castle on it? Anyway, this area has changed a lot. This is probably the terraforming job I'm most proud of. I really wanted to make the landscape look better. And if you go back and look, this used to be a really ugly, just like grass hill that was kind of a cliff face. And I sort of terraformed it into this. Anyway, I'm not going to walk through everything that's on this server because I've done that a million times. I know you guys have seen it a million times. There's so much built on this server. I built a train station that serves no purpose, but is pretty cool. Halloween. How do I get to where I put... This is to biomes. I have genuinely no idea how to get to the area that I did Halloween stuff on. So I'm thinking maybe the train station. Which is also one of the things I'm proudest of. This took a really long time, and this is the only time I've ever modeled something after a real life building. So yeah, kind of fun. Anyway, let me go down. The inside is still a work in progress because I didn't know how to build a train. But the whole thing was designed to be like a teleporter hub. And here are the teleporters. This is the basement of the place, which I built actually on... these are all areas around spawn. I built this on a stream, and I'm really proud of this basement. I think it's really cool. Anyway, not important. Ooh. I am really drawing a blank here. I'm gonna look around. I'm assuming I have a teleporter to it somewhere. I just don't know where. Guys, weirdest thing ever just happened. I forgot where to go. Apparently it's this teleporter. This is nuts. Always label your teleporters. Just life lesson. But I had to go back, load up the Creativerse playlist, search for start of Halloween build to find which teleporter it was. The video, it's called starting the Halloween build or something. Oh my gosh, it's not this one. Oh. The video has 666 views exactly. Ain't that nutty? I mean, it's just weird, but yeah, I thought that was fun. Anyway, this was the holiday build. Sweet, 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 sweet. Okay, well, I guess I'm going to go back and see if I ever shared the teleporter code. I apologize. This was... Oh no, that's going to put it at 667 views if I... Okay, I'm going to try and find where this is, though, because this was a really cool Halloween project, and I'm really enjoying this nostalgic history of Creativerse for me through Halloween. I'll be right back. Well, I couldn't find the teleporter, but luckily, silly Sloppy from 2 years ago, I think it was 2017, he showed the map, and my base was up here. It's around here somewhere that this build is located, which is great. So that's exciting. While we're flying there, I thought I would share sort of the end of my sort of history with Creativerse Worlds. Yeah, this world was losing a little bit of traction. There wasn't as many people playing. And I still sort of totally intended on playing in this world. I was having a really good time. And, you know, the other people would sort of pop by and contribute builds and, you know, hop on and off. And that was fine. I was having a really good time. But I decided to open a world so I could play with you guys. I got a lot of questions saying, hey, can I join this world and everything. I think I even had, when I was live streaming, a command that said, like, sorry, it's a private world. Also, go ask Sidemaster because he's the one that controls it, which I'm sure he loved that I had that command. But, yeah, it was one of those things where I was like, I really wanted to play with you guys. And also, I love being in worlds where... You know, you turn a corner. Yep, this is it. You turn a corner and, you know, there's a new build there. And, you know, you're just sort of walking around and you're like, oh my gosh, look at all this new stuff. And I just love seeing, you know if you've been around the channel, I used to do a lot of like tours of worlds and stuff. And I really want to get back to that. It's just really difficult to find worlds now. So if you have a place I should tour, please let me know in the description, the comments. I guess you guys can't leave a description. Please let me know in the description because I would love to sort of bring that back and do some tours and stuff. But that's why I created the world with you guys. And then eventually got to the point where playing on 2 worlds, it just takes so much time. So I just stopped doing that. Anyway, so that's where we are today. And this is the Halloween build that I started on this server. And if you guys have been around the channel, I feel like I've said that exact line a few times today. You guys know I take on way too ambitious projects and then don't really finish them. It's part of my charm. I also sometimes finish them, which is also exciting. Anyway, this was my Halloween project. This was around the time adventures. I don't think they were new, but I think they were pretty popular at the time. And I wanted to do a Halloween adventure, sort of like the last one where it was sort of like fun and it was interactive. It wasn't just walking around my build. And I wish we could save adventures. That would, if we had the ability to like save an adventure midway and come back to it, I would be so in on adventures and I would be making like a massive, some sort of like RPG style adventure. I've always wanted to do that in Creativerse. But the problem is if you leave an adventure, you lose all your progress. So adventures can only be like 20 minutes max, which is a huge bummer because if you could save it, that would be so cool. Anyway, this is where you spawned in, sort of a creepy house thing. You have this view of a thing. So, sort of the idea with this was, yeah, the idea with this was to sort of use, horror movie tropes. It was sort of supposed to be like a few different levels of sort of horror movie tropes, and you sort of go like that. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So anyway, this is where you sort of come down into. And this was supposed to be a summer camp. So it's not quite finished. The idea was that you couldn't, like, leave. But I'm now realizing that literally next to the door, you can get out. But this was supposed to be, like, a summer camp thing where you're trying to, like, escape a serial killer. And there was going to be all sorts of little hidden things. So I think the goal was to hit, like, there was going to be, like, 4 or 5 levers. And you have to hit all of them to leave this area, like open the door to leave this area. And there was all sorts of like, I don't know how many I actually finished. But there was supposed to be all sorts of like hidden little like pathways and I guess like boss fights is how I thought it would go. So you'd have like a sword. Candles had just come out. I remember that. Yeah, I think back here maybe there's a lever back here. Leave me alone, guy. Get out of here. Yeah, so there's like a boss fight down there. I'm not gonna go down there. But yeah, the idea was it's sort of like you're supposed to hit all these levers and there's basically little challenges. It was sort of the simplest way to do something interactive is like just hitting a lever is easy, but it was supposed to be like you're supposed to find them and explore this area, and there was going to be like a little story. I never got around to making that because I think at the time machines were like really laggy to use. So I think I sort of gave up, which is bad. I also didn't really decorate this area enough. But yeah, this was supposed to be a fun like summer camp type thing. This is a boat. Spent a lot of time designing that boat. There's nothing in here, it looks like. Yeah, it was sort of a simple concept, but I thought it'd be kind of fun. Remember that came out, and I was so confused as to what that was. I was so confused as to who would use this. I still kind of am. I don't really get why it's there, but it is what it is. I don't know what these are for. Anyway, yeah. The second part of this is probably the one I'm most proud of. So the second horror movie trope was like the abandoned, scary space station. Sort of Alien-esque. Or I guess whatever the most recent Cloverfield thing was. So yeah, this is like an abandoned space station. There was going to be some sort of mystery. Looks like I also didn't finish it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I don't remember exactly. Oh, right. I think there was something to do with getting up there. Yeah, I'm going to turn on my light here. I think maybe there was something to do with, like, using your flashlight in this area. I think these were brand new at the time. I don't know. I was, this is like a... I enjoyed making this. I don't really remember all the stuff that was going into it, but I remember really having fun using the galactic blocks. I think they were relatively new. This might have been like the first big thing I ever did with them. But yeah, abandoned space station, kind of creepy. It was fun using these blocks. They're really fun to build with. They have that problem though, of like the rotation problem we've talked about with other blocks, where like I never want the orange stripe, you know? Like, I wish you could just choose the sides. But, anyway. Yeah. Space station. Yeah, it looks like I didn't get around to finishing this. Overly ambitious project. Started and not finished. Oh, I remember what it was going to be. The levers that you saw downstairs, each one of them was going to open a door and there's a boss fight. And when you kill that boss, you have to kill all four. So you have to find 4 levers, fight 4 bosses. Or mobs, I guess. And then you can escape from the space station. That's what it was going to be. Yeah. I remember each of these was like a fighting room. Yep. Yeah, that's kind of a cool premise. I feel like I put a lot of thought into designing these. And then I just didn't make them, you know? Anyway, it's really ugly from the outside. We've talked about it. The rotation of the blocks. That's why it was all inside. The idea... Initially, this was going to be like... next to the summer camp, and then I realized how ugly it was, so I moved it over here, so you had to use teleporters to get between them, so you would never see the outside. Yeah. Anyway, that's all my Halloween builds. This was a really long episode. I apologize for that. Well, I guess some of you probably don't mind that. This was really fun, though. I meant to do this for Halloween, and I forgot. I didn't forget. I just didn't have time. So I apologize for that, but I hope you guys still enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys have sort of a favorite memory, or how long you've been with the channel, if you have any trivia questions, or you can just leave a comment saying first. That's always fun. There's always one person who says first that isn't first, and it's like, oh, that's awkward for everyone. If you want to leave a comment saying second, that's also cool. If you want to leave a comment saying third, just don't come back to my channel because we don't need that sort of nonsense. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did. Leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. And subscribe for more because I am looking forward to playing this game for quite a while longer because it's fantastic. Anyway, ciao.